Blessings, everyone. Today's spirit was encouraging to share an oracle reading for the divine counterparts. Now, many have connected with the twin flame expression. And there is a slight difference because when we are working with divine counterparts, usually these counterparts are already on the journey. They are comfortable reconnecting. They recognize there's a purpose for the counterparts being together. They understand that there is a level of healing they can help others with from this space. So they've come to a place on the journey where the divine masculine, the divine feminine, it's working through them already. They've done their own inner work, their own inner journey, and now they've decided that it's time to help others. Usually they use different modalities of healing. Maybe they're inspiring others in their own way, and they have now connected in that space with their love, helping, guiding, and encouraging, inspiring others from this space. And the first deck that I always use is the Hidden Truth Oracle. And sometimes there's that underlying unspoken energy, the hidden energy. And this is something that the divine counterparts can work together with. The next one is the Romance Angels. And this one is wonderful because this is something that the divine counterparts, usually it's a teaching or a lesson that they're embodying and they're journeying through at this time. And then the last one is the Angel Answers Oracle. And that usually gives a guide, a little nudge from the angels. What can we do to help encourage and heal through the lesson? So first, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask the angels and the guides and the ancestors, Source of all that is, to help bring a message to these beautiful divine counterparts for their highest good. Thank you. I'm grateful. Now this one, I just shuffle. I'm not doing the soul, the spirit, and Source. I'm just shuffling these cards because at this point, this will always be Source energy expressing with the higher self. And the soul is always that beautiful expression, the personality, part of the way we journey here. And with this one, it works through the higher self. And this is a beautiful deck that's pulling up. So they're saying, take this one. I want you. Now, right away, the angels are saying that this doesn't always mean that this is a energy that is sexual in nature. It could be. But one of the underlying hidden things that a lot of the divine counterparts are working on right now is understanding that this is a choice. That this concept of the twin flame journey where people are the runners and the chasers, that this doesn't serve the divine counterparts. That underlying this beautiful connection is the choice that I want you, that I'm here because I choose to be. This isn't about one's healing and one's not, one's recognizing the connection and one is in denial, or one did the work and one is still healing and not working through things, or all of these dynamics that they say twin flames have, that this is a relationship That doesn't necessarily have to be that they're romantically connected, but somehow they're spiritually connected. We're all connected. We're all connected. But the divine counterparts understand that there is a certain energy that the romantic relationship expresses. They use the Kundalini. They use the sacral chakra. And they understand that this bond is what helps them to connect in a sacred space. And they can express this in other ways with their creativity, inspiring others on the journey. Because a lot of divine counterparts have had a lot of life experience, whether it's health challenges or whether it's experience of having, the angels are showing me the spiritual experiences where they've journeyed in a healing space already, meaning maybe they've had some mental challenges or some traumas that they've worked through. Maybe they've had a broken heart many, many times and they've healed that. The divine counterparts, it's not a dynamic. This isn't up and down and chasing and running, and this one's confused and this one's having all these experiences and yet they're in other relationships. It's none of that. The divine counterparts are stepping fully into the purpose and they love it. It feels so good. So angels want us to remember that if you're in a divine union, a divine counterpart, that the divine is thoroughly and fully expressing, and we are aware and awake and conscious of this through this love. And it is a choice. I want you. There isn't any denial. There isn't any fear. There isn't any running and chasing. And the next one will be the romantic. And sometimes it's not romantic. Sometimes there's some challenges that go on still, because no matter what, we're having the human experience, and Earth School is what it is. We're still learning. And although divine counterparts have stepped into that space where they understand that there's a purpose to this experience, they still have challenges that happen with the life around them. And this is sometimes one of the storylines that they're navigating through, and they're saying, take this one, it moved up. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And sometimes it's easy when we're in this space, we're in the space of surrender, when we're in a divine counterpart union, when we've gotten a little lost in the space. Where does one end and one begin? Sometimes it becomes challenging because the divine counterparts just resonate the same frequency so beautifully. That they lose part of their own soul mission, focusing so much on the divine union. And this happens a lot with the twin flames as well, where they're so focused on the connection that the lines are blurred. And the angels are saying, although we are all connected, and it doesn't take a divine union or a divine counterpart or a twin flame relationship, there really isn't any such thing as one that is greater. All love is sacred. It's just a different expression, a different purpose, a different journey. It all ends up in the same space of source and home. But they're saying free ourselves mostly of all the ideologies, of all the entrapments of naming this and looking up all of these different experiences and trying to label something and putting something as more sacred than anything else. It doesn't matter, because love is love is love. But this message and the term divine counterparts just expresses the idea that this love has been agreed upon willingly and beautifully, remembering each other from the light of source, that there's a purpose. So the angels are asking us, please free ourselves from seeking and asphyxiating on this type of relationship, that this is the ultimate. It is a blessing when we recognize another in that light of source and that familiar home feeling, and then all of a sudden everything just comes through. It's glorious. But they don't want us to asphyxiate and be trapped in that space. They want us to recognize that every part of this journey is important. We wouldn't be taking it otherwise. And yes, the divine counterparts have gone through that, what the twin flames have gone through, where there's incredible synchronicities and mysticism and just unbelievable spiritual experiences, phenomenon, and all of this. But this isn't the whole of the part of the relationship that we have to judge everything on. I'm listening, and they're saying that this is the spark that connects them, that gives them that validation. But once we get past that, once we recognize one another and we're comfortable in that space and we've stepped into the divine union, and we start using this love energy and this connection to reconnect others and help others on their journey, that we don't have to stay in that space of being asphyxiated on the title or the experience, that it just is. Now this last one is the beautiful message and the guidance of the angels. I can hear, it's like a symphony of light whenever they start coming through, especially in the instance of this, where they're giving an angel answer. What can we do? What can we do to free ourselves from the ideologies, the titles we want to give it, the new age vibe that it takes when we are thinking about the twin flame divine counterpart union? How do we get past that so the purpose flows, that this becomes now a love that reconnects us with source? It makes us remember who we are, what we're doing here. And the angels are going to give us a little nudge as to what we can do. How can we step through that energy? We know that the underlying is that I want you. We've connected. Then we have the experience of being free of all the labels and the ideologies of this divine union, of the divine counterparts. And now the angels are going to bring the message. And sometimes it just takes a moment. They're singing to get the cards to come through. Okay. Opportunity. The angels want us to recognize that this love is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to get past any labels. It's an opportunity to ignite this in everyone that we encounter. This type of connection surpasses the personal journeys of healing, whether it's shadow work or traumas, heartbreak, This is an opportunity now to take all of these things and bring it together to show others how we work in unity, the balance, to help encourage others into that space where the divine feminine and the divine masculine have become one. There isn't any he said, she said, or Mars meets Venus. This is now a unity of light. This is now the purest expression of love. This is the joy. There's so much on the internet, and they're just saying there's so much out there now. Books, videos, all different oracle readings and charts that are read, astronomical charts that are read, poets, music, artwork, every form of creativity that's expressed this type of love. And the divine counterparts recognize this in everyone and everything that they are encountering on this journey. And what the angels are saying is take this opportunity not to just revel in this energy, in our own being, but to expand this and bring this into every aspect of our lives. It's fun to practice the telepathy with your divine counterpart or twin flame. It's fun to compare the synchronicities and the unbelievable events. It's incredible to make love and experience that energy and to rise the Kundalini and to create that dance. But what they're asking now is that we've gone through this and we understand. We're now taking the awe and we're using this in our everyday life, whether it's the simple tasks of doing things like laundry and cooking dinner, or we're bringing this out into the world and we're encouraging each other to show others that they too can embody this, that they can shine this light. This is in everyone. And how a divine union is remembering. So can everyone. The difference is that with divine counterparts, they have agreed to do this together because they're embodying the balance. They're embodying the work. They're no longer on the journey to heal these things to come together. They recognized that they were never separate, that everything is connected, and Source shines light through every set of eyes that we encounter. And the divine counterparts, through their love, have been ignited to remember. Home is expressing through their love. The angels are pulling their energy back. I hope this finds everyone well, and that I ask that you contemplate and consider to take what parts of this resonate with your heart and your being and leave the rest. Don't let all of these ideologies or these frameworks that we hear online define your relationship. Honor all of it. Live from that heart space. And when we reconnect with that divine counterpart, whatever that may be for us, share that love. Because the old saying is, love in our heart wasn't put there to stay. Love isn't love until we give that away. And they're laughing because they're saying, as cliche as that is, there's no other way to explain that. We're reconnecting everyone to their source. Much love, everyone. Beautiful blessings.